aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health, your friendly neighborhood naturopathic physician. Welcome back to the Fire Your MD Now show, coming at you again live. Today is Monday, the 25th day of February in 2013. My, oh my, how time flies. And guess what? I have been on the road again. That's right, on the 18th, last Monday, a week from today, was in Kansas City. 2 days later in Wenatchee, Washington. 2 days after that, Calgary, way up there in the wonderful province of Alberta in Canada. And guess what? This Thursday, Charlotte, North Carolina. This Saturday, Miami, Florida. We are everywhere all of the time. Why? Because everybody is sick and suffering. Why? Because everybody leans on the wrong person for the job. Because of their medical training, their medical philosophy, and their take, their perspective, their understanding, their prejudice about how disease works, MDs, medical doctors, allopathic physicians, MDs are incapable of helping people to recover their health in the face of a chronic disease. MDs are excellent for drugs and surgery. MDs are excellent for trauma and surgery when surgery is necessary, and a handful of infectious diseases. This is their wheelhouse. For chronic disease, they stink. Not only do they stink, their therapeutics are so bad, their therapeutics are so completely ineffective that they are the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States, the leading cause, and the leading cause of death. For goodness sake, the leading cause of bankruptcy, the leading cause of death, while the MDs have been driving the bus of medicine, our health is going to you-know-where in a handbasket. Blood pressure is increasing. Arthritis is increasing. Obesity is increasing. Type 2 diabetes is increasing. Alzheimer's is increasing. Autism is increasing. Life expectancy is getting less. For goodness sake, we're lucky if we make it to 80 here, and meanwhile, third world countries live to be over 100 years of age. They've got no doctors, no hospitals, no pharmacies, no health insurance. They're 105 years old, healthy as a horse. My colleague, Dr. Wallach, figured out why, wrote a book about it. It's called Immortality. Check it out at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com. When do I want you to do it? I want you to do it now. Why wait? When you're sick and tired of something, you know, this is the thing that I see. For goodness sake, when we were in Kansas City, we had 225 people. When we were in Wenatchee, we had right around 200 people. When we were in Calgary, 238 people. And people come and they sit down for 3, 4, 5 hours listening to me. 3, 4, 5 hours. I guess I must be doing something right. But really, it's not me. It's the message. Why do people sit for that long and soak this stuff up like a sponge soaks up water, like a person dying of thirst soaks up water? Why? Because everybody is sick and suffering. And everybody knows in their innermost self, in their authentic self, in their intuitive self, that there's got to be a better way. This isn't rocket science, folks. There is a better way. The better way to deal with a chronic health issue is not with drugs and surgery. That's best suited for trauma and surgery when it's necessary. The better way to deal with a chronic illness is with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. And that's right. I said science-based, clinically verified. Who has told you that my profession has substandard training, is not based in science, is just basically hocus-pocus quackery? Who told you that? It was the MDs who told you that. And it is a bald-faced lie. Do a Google search for PubMed, P-U-B-M-E-D. It's the Public Medicine Database of the National Institute for Health. Type in fucoidan, F-U-C like Charlie, O-I-D like David, I-N like Nancy, fucoidan. Type in fucoidan, that's A-N, I'm sorry, F-U-C-O-I-D-A-N, F-U-C-O-I-D-A-N. Check that out. in the PubMed search, you're going to pull up over 1,100 published research articles about the wonderful benefits of fucoidan, which is an extract of a sea vegetable. Doesn't get more natural than that. Type in vitamin C, type in vitamin D, type in calcium, type in magnesium. Type in any of the vitamins that you want, and boom, up pop thousands of research articles. If anybody tells you that alternative medicine, by the way, I don't practice alternative medicine. The only people that call what I do alternative are my competitors, the MDs. And I'm not really their competitor. I'm their colleague. They think I'm their competitor because they're juvenile, old-fashioned, outdated. They should be, all MDs, if all MDs with general family practices in this country were shipped to a desert island tomorrow, we'd have a much better chance of having positive health outcomes here in this country. For goodness sake, they're the leading cause of death. The leading cause of death. You got to be kidding me. I don't know why we put up with this nonsense. I swear to God, we've got Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome, right? It's when you fall in love with your captor. Well, I have a webinar. We do 4 webinars, live webinars a week. You can have access to my live webinars by going to fireyourmdnow.com and clicking on the link for my online health recovery program. It's $17 a month, $170 a year. It's the best health bargain in the world, for goodness sake. We have 4 live health webinars a week. 2 of those live webinars are chat room sessions, where people who have subscriptions show up in the chat room. I'm in the chat room, and they ask questions, and we have a back and forth didactic. You know, the Socratic method, right? Q&A. It's fun. So in the chat room this morning, there's a person tells me they have a cousin or a neighbor or a friend who has type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, weak bones and joints, can't get out of bed because they don't have any energy, eczema, high blood pressure, depressed, and they've been dealing with this stuff for 18 years, a laundry list of stuff they've been dealing with for 18 years. And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, well, another MD failure, right? I mean, aren't the MDs, isn't our healthcare system supposed to take care of this? Isn't our healthcare system supposed to be making us healthier? But it's not. It's making us poorer. Our health outcomes are worse and worse every year. There's more arthritis, more type 2 diabetes, more pain and suffering, more Alzheimer's, and we put up with it. Because the powers that be have convinced you that chronic disease is some sophisticated, complicated, unbelievably complex genetic thing that it's going to take hundreds of years to get on the other side of. We're going to have to wait until we get the Star Trek tricorder to figure all that out. And guess what? It's nonsense, folks. You have been played. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. The MDs have a built-in bias, a built-in prejudice, because they do not believe that the body has the ability to fix itself. They do not believe in the vital force. They do not believe in the existence of the soul. If the soul doesn't exist, the soul can have no interaction with the body, right? If the soul does exist, then we must theorize that the soul has a very definite interaction with the body. As from our point of view, it's the intelligence inherent in the soul, in that part of your being which existed before you were born and which will persist after this body dies. Whatever you want to call that has intelligence, and it is the intelligence of your soul which informs everything that happens in your body, all of the automatic processes that happen in your body, of which there are trillions every second of every day. It's the soul force, the vital force inside the human body, the chi, as the Orientals call it, which drives everything forward. But the MDs, in not recognizing this, have effectively thrown the baby out with the bathwater, and so what do? What do they say? Well, here's what they say. They say your body isn't smart enough to fix itself. Your body is a random amalgamation of biochemicals that started in some antediluvian swamp millennia ago. And now, once you're sick, you're screwed. And your only option, when your body is up against a health issue, is to let the MD deliver to your body a man-made synthetic drug which overpowers and controls the inherent metabolism of your body, which is why medical doctors never fix a damn thing. They do not practice health care. They practice disease management. And there's a giant difference between health care and disease management. Because they do not practice health care, we're getting worse and worse. And this is why. And this has nothing to do with insurance fraud or making sure that everybody in the United States has medical insurance or doing something to rein in the costs of drugs. It has nothing to do with that. The reason that everybody is sick and suffering, the reason that we have an impending health care crisis, the reason that the medical costs are the single biggest economic burden to our economy, the single biggest financial burden to our economy, the reason for all of this is not because the system is being milked. It's not because the system is being manipulated. It's not because of an out-of-control for-profit drug company. It's because MD-directed medical therapeutics for chronic disease don't work. They don't work. I don't care how much you massage the system. It's a broken system. It doesn't work. If you have a chronic disease, you need to fire your MD and hire your ND. Fire your medical doctor, hire your naturopathic doctor. For goodness sake. If you have a bullet in your arm, don't come see me. If you're bothered by asthma, type 2 diabetes, depression, obesity, psoriasis, whatever, come to see me. This is our wheelhouse. This is the naturopathic holistic wheelhouse. But wait a minute. There's 360 million suffering Americans. There's less than 4,000 licensed naturopaths. What are we going to do? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cut right to the chase. We're going to slice that Gordian knot in two. You don't need an appointment. You just need a subscription to the online health recovery service, or better yet, you need my phone number here, 866-582-9933. That's 866-582-9933. I'm taking your calls when we come back. Here, welcome back to the first hour of Fire Your MD Now. Now, tomorrow, a very special day here on Fire Your MD Now. Tomorrow, mark it on your calendars, February 26th, 2013. In the first hour, I am going to be interviewing for the full hour the constitutional lawyer of all constitutional lawyers, Jonathan W. Emord, Esquire, the person who has sued the Food and Drug Administration on your behalf, sued the Food and Drug Administration 8 times on your behalf. Jonathan Emord is going to be with us tomorrow talking about his relationship with longevity, his relationship with Dr. Wallach, and what's going on right now with the Food and Drug Administration that should tick you off immensely. Knowledge is power. You're getting the straight skinny here, folks. We're pulling back the curtain on how all of this nonsense is regulated or not. Talking about it tomorrow in the first hour at 4, in the first session here, which starts at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Mountain, and 1 o'clock Pacific time. In the first hour tomorrow, right here on Fire Your MD Now, Jonathan W. Emord for the full hour. I can't wait. If you think there's stuff that you didn't know about metabolism and medicine and the disease process, you were right. There's just as much in the arena of politics. Quite frankly, there's more. And we're going to be dialing that in tomorrow. Jonathan Emord in the first hour. Tell everybody in your downline, tell everybody in your family, tell everybody who has a brain to tune in tomorrow's radio program, okay? Get it? Got it. Good. Right to the phones right now. Looks like Sandy from Kansas is up first. Welcome aboard, Sandy. Thanks for the call. You are live.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Glidden. We've talked before. You might remember I gave you a list of diabetes and...
oh, yeah, I do remember. Yes, yep, I remember. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I am following your lead. I have ordered, I guess, the next... we've ordered over $600 this last time with product that I need to heal the body because I believe my body, as yours, is the temple of the Holy Spirit, and we're to do everything we can to not defile that body. That's what it says in the Bible.
Sounds good to me, Sandy. Sounds good to me.
I have diabetic peripheral neuropathy along with the other things that they have come up with, and I need to get that, whatever it takes, I need to get that product from you that will work. Matt Tokoff has been an extremely blessing to me, helping me get the right product through you, and I believe in the product. I've got several people that are coming into the health products as well and as much as the business itself.
Very good. So how much do you weigh, Sandy?
I weigh 200.
All right, so tell me what you're taking. How are you doing? Well, here's what you should be doing, okay? 2 healthy blood sugar packs a month. You doing that? 2 healthy blood sugar packs a month?
I ordered them. I just ordered everything you gave me a list of the last time, and Matt, I couldn't write them as fast as you were telling me what they were, so Matt picked them up on the webinar, and he emailed me everything that you had told me I needed, and we've got it on order. It'll be here in a couple days.
Okay, so that's all that you need to do, and the only thing else that you can do to kind of speed along the process, because what we're involved with here is re-nutrifying the system. It's kind of like, getting an old automobile that's been, nobody's tuned it up in 20 years and putting good oil in it, putting good gas in it, changing the oil filter, changing the fuel filter, changing the spark plugs, right? We're just putting the right stuff back into the tank. Now, if you were fixing up an old clunker and the oil pan had leaks in it, you're not just going to pour good oil into the oil pan, for goodness sake. It's going to leak right out the bottom, and that's a fool's errand, right? So what we're attempting to do here is fill your body's nutritional tank up. And to make that an expedient process, we have to stop eating food that's gumming up the works. So the only thing that you can do to speed up the process here of medical nutrition, Sandy, is eliminate the 10 bad foods immediately. I don't even want you to look at those foods, man. Don't eat the 10 bad foods. Start the nutrients when you get them. Call me every 2 weeks with an update, and we'll track right here live how you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we roll. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. Back in a minute. 866-582-9933, of course, is the number to call. That's toll-free, 866-582-9933. Giving a webinar tonight, 8 o'clock Central. You can only get this one if you're a subscriber. You need to be a subscriber. Why aren't you a subscriber? For goodness sake, what does your medical insurance cost you every month? What is that, like $300, $400, couple $100, $500, $600, $800 if you have a family? Well, cancel your comprehensive medical insurance, buy a cheaper catastrophic medical insurance to cover you only in the case of emergencies, trauma, because, it costs just $1,000 just to walk through the door of the emergency room now, $1,000. Wouldn't you like to have a business like that? Oh, yeah, that's good health care, $1,000. Yeah, let's do that. $1,000 for, therapeutics delivered by professionals who, according to Harvard University, 51% of the time are addicted to street drugs, alcohol, or prescription medication. That's right. According to Harvard University, your emergency room medical doctor, 51% of them are addicted to street drugs, prescription drugs, or alcohol, which means if you're unlucky enough to be transported to the ER, have your medical doctor drug tested before you let them near you with a scalpel. All things being equal, if you roll those dice, you're going to lose 51% of the time. So we're up against it here, ladies and gentlemen, in the United States. We are up against it because we don't know that there's a better way. We don't know that there's a difference. So rather than throw good money after bad for medical insurance that when you use it is only going to hurt you, get medical insurance that you can use in the face of a catastrophe, which is what the MDs are good at when they're not addicted to things. Buy and purchase a subscription to the Health Recovery Program instead. $17 a month. You got to be kidding me. Get on board with the Longevity family of nutritional supplementation, because in my clinical experience, Longevity nutritional supplements produce more consistent, reliable results than any other nutritional supplement I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot. I mean, this is what my industry does. This is our wheelhouse. This is what we are trained in. I have over 24 years of clinical experience doing this, and I can tell you that Dr. Wallach's Longevity family of nutritional supplements produce better results more consistently than anything I have seen before. So, cancel your comprehensive medical insurance, buy catastrophic medical insurance instead. Get a subscription for $17 a month at my website, fireyourmdnow.com, and purchase a One Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, One Healthy Blood Sugar Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, One Healthy Heart Pack for 100 pounds of body weight per month, One Healthy Blood Sugar Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, One Healthy Bone and Joint Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, to start the ball rolling on your process of healing. And is it that easy? Oh, Dr. Glidden, it can't be that easy. Well, yes, it is. And I'm going to explain that to Elaine from Montana right now, who's on the phone. Elaine from Montana, thanks for the call. You are live.
Dr. Glidden, I am helping a lady that I just spoke to on Friday, and we did get an order in, but I'd like to confirm that we're helping her in every way that we can. She's 51 years old, and she has congestive heart failure and diabetes, and, of course, the doctors put her on steroids, which just put her sugar through the roof, and she also has COPD. She just recently, as of about the 14th of this month, started going off gluten. So what can we do to help her? I got her on the Healthy Start Pack for her body weight, selenium, de-stress capsules, and sweeties.
Okay, so, boy, she's got a lot of stuff, huh, right?
Yes.
So, and this is, and I'll tell you what to do here in order to support and promote the health of her body in the face of these diagnoses. But really, I mean, let's just take a minute and, climb to the top of this mountain and look out over the panorama. For goodness sake, she's got type 2 diabetes. She's got congestive heart failure. She has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. She's probably overweight. And she's only 51 years of age. I mean, she's 51 years of age, for goodness sake. And if
yes, and Dr. Glidden, she is on the line as well, so if you need to ask her any questions, she's on here with us.
Okay, very good. And what's her name?
Sharon.
Sharon. All right, so Sharon, welcome aboard. Thanks for listening to the radio show. Thanks for listening to your friend Elaine. Now, I want to ask a couple questions just to kind of dial this in for my listeners, all right? How long ago did all of this stuff start in your life? How long have you been dealing with this stuff?
For you. I was a normal petite until 26. I first got normal health. I've had 3 children, 26. They're all 7 years apart. At the 2009, I had a heart attack, and they took me in, and they said it was because I had caught the flu, which had gone straight to my heart and caused my heart to go down to 15%.
Yeah, well, that's nonsense. The flu virus doesn't cause that, by the way. That's just nonsense.
I just feel that they don't really know. They're just grasping at straws. But anyway, it went down to 15%. They said if I lost 5% more, I'd be eligible for a heart transplant. Now they tell me I can't because of the Obamacare guidelines. But anyway, okay, so that was 2009. And they discovered I had diabetes at that time. Truthfully, I kick myself now. But, I didn't feel diabetic. And so I didn't take it seriously. And until September of just this 2012, a few months ago. All of a sudden, I sit down. I've been shopping with my 13-year-old and got home, and, this happened. I was looking at the clock, so I could tell you it happened in 30 seconds. Tight bands across the top of my chest. And I ran to the other room, realized I didn't have time. I started shouting at my son as I ran out the front door, and I got into my car, and we drove 10 miles into town, and The doctor told my daughter, who at that time, that he had seen people with 30 to 40% oxygen in their blood. They didn't know somebody could walk in with 0% oxygen in their blood and still be living. He said she should have been dead 10 minutes ago. That's when I was going out my front door. I contribute my life today because of my relationship and my love for my Lord Jesus Christ. I was begging him, God, I don't want to go before you empty-handed. You for the calling of my life. I don't want to die before my time. Anyway, I ended up having a throne room experience and talking to the Lord about it. But anyway, it's a different story. They put me on life support and life flighted me out to a nearby city where they put me in an induced coma. And they said, when I woke up, the cardiologist said to me, Sharon, my God, what have you been doing? And I said, what do you mean? He said, you know, they brought you in, your blood sugar is at 600. Bad. And, but we had been out that day, see. And anyway, and he said, anyway, he thinks maybe it was because of incorrect settings on my CPAP machine, which I have a CPAP machine. And, but they don't really know, you know. So then that was in September. 1 month later, almost to the day, I had a retake, only it wasn't as bad. It was a milder version. Still couldn't catch my breath. They had to take me by ambulance to the same hospital as before. They did a catheterization. And they found out, he said, that my heart, where it was 15% working before, is even worse now. I didn't realize I was going to get emotional. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. This is a reality radio program. You know, we're bare bones here. This is life, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're up against. When you're up against a real life medical situation, it's scary. And if you don't get emotional about it, quite frankly, there's something wrong with you. Now, listen. In a nutshell, right, you've been going through all of this really extreme stuff for at least 4 years now. Quite frankly, it's probably been longer than that. You just weren't aware that stuff was going on. And in the 4 years of your dealing with all of these problems, has anything in your body-mind improved? Has anything gotten better from what the MDs have done for you?
No, in fact, I feel like because we don't have health insurance, we were paying $1,600 a month, and it about put us in the hole financially. We fought to get over that hump. We had to drop the health insurance. Just a few months later, we ended up, I've got over $100,000 of bills now.
All right, so I got to stop you right there. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? 4 years of mismanaged health care, $100,000 in debt, and she's worse than she was when she started. And this is what passes for the best health care in the world. You've got to be kidding me. You have been played. The pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry has played you. Maybe not intentionally, but they charged you $100,000, and what did they do for you? Nothing. Nothing of substance. Nothing. Did they heal anything? Is the type 2 diabetes healed? No. Is the congestive heart failure healed? No. Is the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease healed? No. Are you at ease? Are you anxiety-free? Are you looking forward to the future of health? No. And all of this nonsense cost you $100,000 that you didn't have. Quite frankly, who has that much money to throw at anything these days? For goodness sake. It's a tragedy of biblical proportions. And what do? We bend over and take it every day. We would not accept this type of treatment from any other industry, but when the MDs shovel it on us, we lie down and we take it and we ask them for more. Why do we ask them for more? Because we've been hoodwinked into believing that their way is the only way. We have let them regulate the marketplace, so my profession are viewed as illegal, desperate medical scoundrels, practicing quack medicine. For goodness sake, it is an out-of-control juggernaut, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, stories like this. I mean, if you don't know anything about, you can't even spell vitamin. You don't know anything about anything. You don't even know where your stomach is. You're going to have enough common sense to see that, holy smokes, if something doesn't work, then why continue to do it? I mean, you don't need to know anything about metabolism. This is common sense. This started 4 or 5 years ago. It didn't work, it didn't work, it didn't work, it didn't work, it didn't work. Ka-ching, $100,000 later, she's calling me up. For goodness sake, you wouldn't put up with this with your plumber, you wouldn't put up with this with your electrician, you wouldn't put up with this with your mechanic, you wouldn't put up with this with your accountant, you wouldn't put up with this with anybody, but with your medical doctor, you pat them on the back and give them more money. If that isn't Stockholm Syndrome, I don't know what is. For goodness sake. You know.
For years, I had a really deep, throbbing hurt in my left arm for years. It started about 32 years old, and the doctors would not listen to me. They just put a deaf ear to me. And I'm overweight, but my family can vouch for me. I eat like a hummingbird. I always have food. I could take it or leave it. Doctors will not listen to me. Will not. But yet, here I am overweight. I just wish I could have enjoyed all that food all those years, getting to the weight that I am now. By the way, when they took me to the emergency room, put me on life support, they took 40 pounds of fluid off of me. 40 pounds of fluid.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're up against a hard break here. You stick with me, girl. I'm going to dial in a health recovery program for you when we come back. Do I need complicated medical tests? Do I need CT scans and blood work? No, I don't, because your body knows how to fix itself. We're going to dial it in when we come back. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire. Gentlemen, we're talking to Montana today, and if this isn't medical incompetence par excellence, I really don't know what is. So listen, we could go on and on and on and on about this, and for goodness sake, let's dial in a positive approach. So, none of the conditions that you are suffering from, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, congestive heart failure, or type 2 diabetes, from our point of view, have anything to do with anything other than chronic undiagnosed nutrient deficiencies. You don't have a voodoo curse and you don't have a bad gene. These things have happened to your physical body because you have the wrong doctor, for goodness sake. That's the only reason you are in the weeds here. So what are we going to do? We're going to fill your body's nutritional tank up with nutrients that can help your lungs and help your heart and help your blood sugar to normalize itself and get healthy, for goodness sake. And we're going to stop eating food that's coming up the works. You must do both. If you do not clean your diet up, the nutritional program will take too long to work and you will abandon ship. Quite frankly, it won't really work. It'll work maybe 10, 20, 30%. You need it to work 100%. So you need to clean up your diet. Eliminate the 10 bad foods from your diet immediately. You can get that list from your longevity friend, Elaine. You can also get that list, if you're in the listening audience, by going to my website, fireyourmdnow.com, clicking on the link on the front page to sign up for my online newsletter. It's free. And as soon as you join my newsletter, sign up for my newsletter, you're directed to a hidden page on the website that has my good food, bad food list and a video that explains why. So check it out. Go to fireyourmdnow.com and sign up for my free newsletter. For goodness sake, sign up for the online health recovery program, too. It's $17. Be the best $17 you've ever spent. Number one, eliminate the 10 bad foods. I don't even want you to look at these foods for the rest of your life. Number two, until your blood sugars have been normal for 8 weeks in a row, until your blood sugars have been normal for 8 weeks in a row, you must avoid anything sweet. No fruit, no fruit juice, no dried fruit. No dessert. No nothing that has sugar in it. You can have stuff that has stevia or xylitol or sucralose or non-glycemic index sweeteners. You can have that if you want a little sweet thing every now and then. But no sugar. I don't even want you to have fruit sugar. No sucrose, no glucose, no galactose. Nothing that's extra sweet. Zero tolerance for anything sweet. Zero tolerance for alcohol until your blood sugars have been normal for 8 weeks in a row. So that's the diet. Avoid the 10 bad foods. Avoid stuff that has extra sugar in it. Number one and number two. Number three, per month. Where are we going to start here? Here's where we're going to start. 2 healthy blood sugar packs a month. 2 healthy blood sugar packs a month. 1 bottle of D like David stress a month. 1 bottle of D-stress a month. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily capsules a month. 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium a month. And 1 bottle of EFA at the 180 count. That's 1 EFA, 180, 4 Ultimate Selenium, 1 Ultimate Daily, 1 De-Stress, and 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month, plus the dietary discipline. I want you to be taking this stuff every day. I want you to get a blood pressure monitor. I want you to be monitoring your blood pressure every day. I want you to be monitoring your blood sugars every day. And as the blood pressure and as the blood sugars start to come down, as your body starts to improve its health, if you're on any medications now, for goodness sake, go to a pharmacist. Do not go back to the MDs. Go to a pharmacist and say, hey, I'm feeling better. I want a reduction schedule for my meds. Give me a reduction schedule for my meds, please. Dial it in. Our goal here is to slowly and surely, with some type of medical supervision, dial in a medication recovery program that we replace with a nutritional supplement program. So you do both all at once. Keep taking the drugs, add the nutritional supplements in the beginning, and then as your body improves, the blood work improves, your subjective experience of your symptoms improve, you go back to the knucklehead MDs, or goodness sake, you live in Montana, go to a naturopath. Naturopathic medicine is licensed in Montana, and have the naturopath remove you from your drugs appropriately, and you will end up in the land of health, and you will see your body improve noticeably and measurably every 14 days. Dial it in and call me back with a report. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. The best is yet to come.